Welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with your friends and get your gaming goodness every Saturday at 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I'm Dylan Blight, and joining me this week, Ashley Hobley.
Yay! I'm here on the couch again.
I'm happy about that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Ciaran Marchant.
Yay! I'm here on the couch with Ashley.
Yeah.
And Cherie Schreiner.
Hello. Once again, I'm staying consistent this week.
I think you're the
Always.
only consistent intro person out of everyone, so that's fine. So today on the show, we are basically just going to be talking about 2019, the upcoming games, gaming-related things, events, anything else that pops into anyone else's minds. It's pretty much just looking at what's to come in 2019 and going through the games that are going to be coming out. I've put together a bit of a list that goes through January through to December. Of course, after the first couple months, the games kind of die off because we only really have release dates for stuff that's coming out for the first couple months. And then I've got a big old fucking huge TBD section of games that we can go through and talk about and see if anyone's excited about and all that sort of fun stuff. Because if you didn't know, we are in 2019 now. We did pass the thing.
What?
2019. The more I say it, the more my brain gets used to it and doesn't accidentally say
I'm
2018.
surprised you didn't mess it up. Maybe you'll mess it up in the future episodes.
That's possible. It's a high probability that I could
Maybe.
mess it up.
I
in the
could
future.
put money on
Yeah.
it.
Don't put money on it. That'd be a horrible idea. All right, so let's kick it off in January. So the first thing I've got coming out here is on the 11th. I've got New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Something I'm actually excited about, even though a lot of people were super down on it when it was announced, because a lot of people were like, why the fuck are they porting that? You know, like, of all the game support, everyone's already played this. It was on the Wii U, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, I'm like, I didn't play that on my Wii U. I didn't actually get around to that one. So
The Wii U was the worst selling Nintendo platform in how long?
Probably, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one because I never got a chance to play it, and it's going to be the first 2D Mario game that we have on the Switch, and I'm going to be quite happy to play that in handheld mode, which is the way I prefer to play the 2D Mario games. Any other Switch owners here care about this? And by Switch owners, I literally mean everyone but Ash, of course.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be good. Having only gotten my Switch, as I've discussed in the last few months, I'm pretty hyped. I'm a big Mario fan, so
Everyone likes Mario.
As
Who
I
doesn't
said,
like Mario?
who doesn't? Yeah.
to stay consistent, if they just keep porting things that I never played on that Fisher Price piece of crap, I'll be happy. Like, keep bringing them. Keep giving me the games that I missed, because that's a horrible system that they originally put it on. Keep going. It's going to be great.
You going to buy all of them?
Yeah.
You bought
Even though
Tropical Freeze?
No. Donkey Kong, I've never been a massive Donkey Kong fan. I bought Captain Toad.
Okay.
Didn't buy Donkey Kong.
Do you buy Bayonetta?
Shit.
Keep buying them, and Ciaran will maybe keep buying
Keep
them.
putting them over. It's a good
You won't
idea.
be angry about it.
No, I won't be for no reason. It's fine.
So on the 15th, then we have The Walking Dead Episode 3 Broken Toys. So overall, I mean, this is a 2019, we're going to wrap up Clementine's story. Finally.
Maybe.
Who
knows what's going to happen?
No, don't.
We're not doing this again.
Don't say things like that, Ash. That's nasty. Don't even.
I just don't want you to get your hopes up and then
There's only one
disaster
episode left
strikes.
after this. There is only one fucking episode. It's not even two. This is coming out in January. At worst, episode 4 comes out in December, and still.
the Telltale lawyers come out and they're like, damn, we need to hold this back so they can't make any money off it.
No, this is not happening. They would have sorted any of this out before they went to work on this one. So 2019, we're going to get the final 2 episodes of The Walking Dead. I, of course, had I've talked about it before on Platinum Explosion. I had been up, down. Wasn't sure if I actually wanted to play it at first. I think I'm okay with like the development process and like kind of what's happened here. So I don't feel like I'm not going to feel too bad actually picking them up, I suppose. The other super interesting thing about the following episode 3 and 4 is that Epic picked up the publishing rights for them on the Epic Games Store, which means that you will be able to play them on Steam, PS4, or wherever, Xbox, wherever you brought your season pass, if you have the season pass. But if you were waiting for them all to release first, you now have to go to the Epic Games Store to play it, because they are going to have exclusive publishing rights for the final season.
That's
Good job,
interesting.
Epic Games.
That is a thing that's happened.
So can you buy the season pass at all anywhere else now?
Not
I
anymore. I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, they pulled it all down.
So there's no way you can play it on PS4 or Xbox or Switch if you hadn't already bought the season
No,
pass.
I
Don't
think
believe
you
it.
would. I think you would be able to buy it on PlayStation and stuff. It'd be a dumb move not to.
They got the exclusive publishing, or at least for an exclusive amount of time. I don't know if it's only for the first couple months or something, but
Because normally that's for like PC and stuff, but normally that kind of stuff doesn't affect console releasing.
we'll find out. Even if it's only off Steam, it's still even if it's only off Steam, I still think it's pretty interesting that Epic bothered to pick up the paying money to get exclusive publishing for a show that's basically dead. The Walking Dead. That'd be really weird. I know, because I think it was hard for me to figure out, because last I checked, all the stuff was off the PlayStation Store, because they did pull everything down when all the Telltale stuff was happening. And is it all coming back now? Will it all have Skybound attached to it? Like when you look in the credits to see who it was published by, will it now say Skybound instead of Telltale? I don't know. It's all very confusing
So
and very weird.
exclusive on PC to the Epic Store.
Okay, there you go. So Epic, it's still like, why did they pay so much money? I have no idea.
Well, Epic's making these big
it's a
moves
name.
to position their store. It's if it even puts like a decal on the actual an opening credits thing of brought to you by Epic Games, that kind of
Skybound Games need to make their money back, so
yeah.
Well, that's true.
May as well sell it to somebody. If they're giving you the money for it.
need that extra 5% commission.
Either way, wrapping up Clementine and The Walking Dead in 2019. So interesting. We'll see how it goes. I really hope the last 2 episodes are quite good. Because if they're just average, it'll be like, fuck, that's what a disappointing kind of to go out on, I guess. But we'll find out. Then on the 17th, we have YIIK, a postmodern RPG. This was it announced at the Kind of Funny? It was at least it was shown at the Kind of Funny. It was in the Kind of Funny showcase. I never heard of it till then, and it quickly became something I was highly interested in, because it is a turn-based RPG game that's set, I don't know, real life. I don't know. It was very confusing. It had a cool art style.
Yeah.
It's the name, of course, also stands out every time I see it now, because it's all in capitals and everything. It's just like YIIK. It's a postmodern RPG. I'm like, okay, cool, but.
It's that
I'm
hipster RPG, isn't it?
It's the what? The hipster
It's
one.
the hipster RPG, yeah. It's a guy with the beard and stuff, yeah.
Every time I look at it really
With
quickly,
flannel.
it looks like Postman.
Oh, maybe there is a postman in it. I don't know. I don't know. But this is one I'm interested in, and I'm hoping it'll be as quirky and fun as it looked in its trailers. So that'll be good. On the 18th, you've got Ace Combat 7: Skies Unknown. I don't really care too much about the story mode or the normal version of the game. I'm waiting to find out exactly how lengthy the PSVR component is, even though we know it's going to be a very small part compared to the main game. But I'm hoping it's got a bit more to it. I'm hoping, even though what I played at PAX wasn't super intriguing, but you know,
it's probably going to be the best flight sim available. I mean, how many of those are there out there?
That's true. That's very, very true, Ash. Either way, I think it'll do very well on PlayStation no matter what, because I know that franchise has and carries weight to it, and a lot of people quite like it. So I think that'll be and it's the first big thing. Like, PlayStation has a thing coming out. Like, it's getting a PC release as well at some point. I think it's like later. I don't think it's still like a couple months later or something maybe, but PlayStation at least has something on the 18th of January straight up. On the 24th, we've got Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. This is another game that, hold on. No More Heroes started on the Wii. There was two games on the Wii.
Yeah.
There's two, I think, No More Heroes 1 and 2. And now we've got this Travis Strikes Again. It's coming to the Switch. So I think they skipped the Wii U entirely, unless I'm mistaken, and there was actually a game, but I don't think there was a No More Heroes game on the Wii U. ultra silly, ridiculous game in which to save it on the Wii, you basically had to jerk off your Wiimote. So that's a game. If you don't know what it is, it was the mohawked, kind of, no, he didn't even really have mohawk, did he?
It was like spiky hair, like
it was a spiky hair and a
spiky
lightsaber,
hair.
basically, running around, taking down highly ridiculous and over-the-top enemies. So I'm hoping that will be good on the Switch. On the same day, you're going to have Life is Strange 2, Episode 2. Rules is coming out. Now, will we get the entirety of Life is Strange 2 in 2019? I fucking hope so, because I think it'll be ridiculous if it starts in 2018 and doesn't finish until 2020.
How many months has it been? Has it been 3?
It's been 3 since the first
It's
episode.
just too long.
That's a big gap.
Yep. So I'm hoping they can cut that down a little bit after episode 2.
You know, just cut it on down. Bring it all together. I'm looking forward to both those games though. Like No More Heroes was really fun. Obviously, it's been through classification here in Australia already. I haven't heard anything about it because I remember No More Heroes 1 had to be censored here
From memory, I think there might have been something, but
because they had to change all the blood to like black powder or something. Because you know Australia and how backwards our rating system is.
even though it's super cartoony as well.
Yeah. But no, I'm looking forward to both games. I think they should be really fun. I'm interested to see how No More Heroes plays on the Switch. But other than that,
Isn't it a bunch of indie games inside the world of No More Heroes? Is that was the pitch,
No.
isn't it?
I don't think so.
There might be.
There's a bunch of
Maybe?
indie games in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, possibly.
I think you're the only person that's really excited about this, Ciaran. On the 25th, we have Resident Evil 2 coming out.
Fuck yeah! Let's go.
I'm
excited.
Was that the trailer we were watching, and then you were just like, "Oh no! I am excited for this. I am excited for this."
What? No,
It was at the PlayStation thing. It was like that first-person view, and you're like, "What the fuck is this garbage? I don't really care about this." Then we start clicking on it. Might have been Resident Evil, and then all of a sudden you did a 180. You're like, "Wait, no, I do care. I'm suddenly interested in this."
Shut up, guys. Fuck. No, I mean, I'm really excited for Resident Evil. I recently rewatched a speedrun of Resident Evil 2 just to kind of refresh how that game looked. Because, you know, often nostalgia makes games seem better in our heads, just like how they used to be. There was a lot of audience or community members that were annoyed by the remake, removing the fixed camera positions into a third-person view. Rewatching old, footage of Resident Evil 2. Thank fuck it's third person because I don't know if I could cope with those camera angles again. But I'm super excited for it. I think it's going to be really good.
And Ash,
Yeah.
after trying it at PAX, you're still
I don't know what. I'm still bemused by the fact you went and played it at PAX. Like
For the content.
And now it's a meme. Now it is a long-running meme, so there is at least that. On the 29th, we've got Kingdom Hearts 3 releasing. So
Is
there's
it
a big week that fuck off, Ash.
It's gone
Shut
gold.
the fuck up.
It's out there
I
in the
don't know.
world.
It is literally sitting in a warehouse already on disc to the point that people walked in and stole copies. It is coming out, Ash. That you cannot.
But did they?
Was that story not part of the Kingdom Hearts universe? And made up.
How do we know it wasn't like a dummy copy? Like just to
It's been through
build
some
up buzz,
shit.
and then they announced,
Stop.
the rest of the game's coming in 2019.
I ask you to stop.
2020.
So when I was, I remember when I was a up and coming YouTuber, and I used to, in my wardrobe over there, I remember recording a video where I put the camera in my second or third floor of my wardrobe, and that's because I didn't have a tripod. And I recorded a video one year, I think it was 2009, and I think the video I was recording was my most anticipated games and movies and such things for 2010. And on my games list, I had The Last Guardian and Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, The Last Guardian has actually come out, like at some point. But Kingdom Hearts has never come out, of course. And I also
Didn't you
remember
infamously buy a PS3 because you wanted to get Kingdom Hearts? Yeah.
Yes. So I also, when I talked myself into buying the PS3 when I didn't have the money for it, the reason I used to, as you do when you buy big expensive things, sometimes you find a reason, and that's your logical way to talk yourself into spending a lot of money. You justify it, of course, yeah. And my justification was, it's like early, it's like, because I brought mine like December or January or something, all around that time. I brought my PS3, and it was the year that Little Big Planet came out, and there was a combo of Little Big Planet and a fucking bunch of other games. And I remember going, Kingdom Hearts will probably be coming out next year, so I'll pick up this PS3. So yeah, I did buy a PS3 for Kingdom Hearts 3, and we're now on the PS4, and possibly last year of the PS4. So. It's glad to see that it's maybe going to finally come out. I am equally excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, simply because it is something, those two games were a big part of my, it's not really childhood, is it? It's like teenage years, whatever. Growing up, big fans of Kingdom Hearts. But also, I have missed two really important games. So now I feel like a fake fan getting excited for something where I haven't played them all, like that sort of mentality. Because I'm like, well, I used to be a big fan, and at one stage I had played all the games, and they decided they'd fucking put out 1 billion on mobile games I couldn't play, and fucking whatever else, and I fell off. But hopefully I'll be able to. Some YouTube videos called Kingdom Hearts in 2 hours and 24 minutes.
Hours. Yeah.
15 hours will help explain the story parts that I've missed.
I watched a video in 38 minutes that explained it. It was pretty great. I understand it a lot better now than I did before I started watching that.
Well, mate, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing soon.
Now,
I think.
Now I understand the difference between Sora and Ventus and Data Sora and Data Riku. All those crazy kids.
Aqua.
And Aqua. Aqua. What up, Aqua?
Ventress.
Roxas, what? Yeah. Let's, we should have. I'm glad I didn't understand the game when I originally played it when I was, 12 or 13, because I would have been a kid that added an X somewhere randomly in my name and be like, I'm a nobody. Like, just have that, just have that phase in my life,
Yeah. Well, hopefully you finish 2 before number 3 comes out.
Kieran's never finished 2.
I'm not finishing 2. I've watched it. Right. I've watched all of 2. So that's
fair enough. Right? Yeah, it is.
You don't realize how emo Kingdom Hearts is until you start breaking down the nobody heartless aspect. It's like, What is a nobody? Well, a nobody is what happens when somebody's turned into a heartless, and this other thing is like, what's a heartless? Well, a heartless is it's like it's your heart.
You get super depressed, you dye your hair black, and
Well, when you die, you split into a heartless and a nobody, but when you kill both the nobody and the heartless, the original person reforms. It's like, fuck, what?
It's all very simple. Really, when you boil it down to it.
Do you want to shout out who gave you this 38-minute video? Or do you not remember?
Do you want me to find it? I can't. I'll find it. I'll find it.
I'll shout out in a minute. So that is coming out the end of January, and I think they'll probably be one of the... I think it's safe to say Kingdom Hearts 3 will be one of the biggest games of 2018. Don't fucking say it, Ash. I hate you. Don't even... If it comes out. Let's move on into February.
Before you move on, Kingdom Hearts Story Summary by Suggestive Gaming on YouTube. Go watch it. It's 36 minutes and 10 seconds. It was a good watch.
Very good. There you go. Shout out to Suggestive Gaming, which sounds sexual, but that's fine. On the 15th of February, we have Crackdown 3 coming out.
Is it though?
The game. Oh my fucking God.
There is still time for Xbox to cancel it.
It's basically the game you're going to be playing if you want to play a video game as
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews, thank you very much. It's like Terry Crews, the video game, is what people are going to be playing it for, and then the only other people that are going to be playing it are people who are fans of Crackdown 2, of which I am not.
If you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, when Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't come out, pick up Crackdown.
They're very similar genres, I think you'll find.
Yeah. The release dates are close. It'll be like the same.
Basically, it's only a couple weeks away. It's fine.
Well, it's for people on Xbox who never got a chance to play Kingdom Hearts. They've got something I can understand.
Well, they get a chance to play free if it comes out, that's for sure. Is anyone interested in Crackdown 3? It's big old fucking echo of nothing.
Silence is deafening.
Silence is deafening. I might check it out because it's on Game Pass of release. And I wouldn't mind running around as Terry Crews yelling at people shooting things for a while. I don't know how long that could keep my attention span, because my biggest problem with this game is every time they show trailers and stuff, I'm like, okay, like I don't see any story hook or gameplay loop or
No, it's just
anything.
you running
It's just
around
like,
as Terry Crews shooting stuff.
Yeah, that's all I've ever seen. Which I'm
into.
Terry loves Crackdown.
Yeah, Terry loves Crackdown. Every time I see that, I'm like, yeah, I could play this for like. I see it being like maybe fun for a couple hours, but I'm like, what's the part that's supposed to grab me? I don't know. But considering it is, of course, going to be in Game Pass day and date when it releases, then that does open up the possibility for a lot of people to check it out more than if it wasn't on there. So Game Pass is also probably going to be a really big thing for Xbox in 2019, I think, for sure, for a lot of these games. Also on the 15th, we have Far Cry New Dawn coming out. I don't care because I didn't even play Far Cry 5, and New Dawn is basically a sequel. Well, it is a sequel to Far Cry 5. Ciaran, do you care to check this out?
No, not when Rage 2 is going to be there at some point. It's kind of like, eh.
Yeah, it basically looks like the same game. So I feel like the only people that are going to pick this up are probably people that really liked 5, I guess. I don't know. It's hard in a year with Rage is out and it's like, well, these games look the same. So, and then also on the 15th, if you've not got enough of bangy shooting stuff, is Metro Exodus, which is the third game in the Metro. What's this face for, Kieran? What's this?
Exodius?
Yeah, Exodia, you know? I got the left
Exodia?
arm.
Obliterate?
I got the right arm. I got the left arm. I got the left leg. I got the head. I summon Exodia.
Joey Wheeler's going to be in the game. Hey, it's me, Joey Wheeler. Oh, God.
I've never finished any Metro game, though, so I'm intrigued by this one, but I never finished any of the others, so I don't really know if I'd check it out. Depends, I suppose, what else is happening. Big week, though. I could be playing Crackdown because that's just Game Pass price compared to checking out Metro. Do you care about Metro, Kira?
I'd probably pick it up on PC and give it a try. It's one of those games that it's like when you look at it compared to recent things, it's like a Escape from Tarkov that Nick loves, but with substance.
Lol.
And I really liked the gameplay trailers that we've seen so far. So hopefully the delay that was placed on the game has helped them polish it a little bit more and put in some finer tweaks. So I think it should be cool.
Well, the other ones I played, all I found, I'm like, this is the most depressing world I've ever played to live in.
Everything is sad. There's no hope. There's nothing. Happiness. It's just, you're fucked.
It is. It's literally a walk around this person. I'm walking through this thing. This one character's like, oh, I'm dying. Oh, I got no food. Oh, I got nothing. And I did like the first 5 missions of Last Light. Was it Last Light, the second one? Or whatever it was?
Yeah.
I was like, played for the first 5 missions or whatever. And then it's just like, this person died. This person sucks. These other characters I got introduced to died. All right, this is a fun world. So, yeah, I don't know how much I get. But the new one has a lot of colors in it, at least I've seen in the trailers, because they're more on the outside. They're not just the first 2 games were mostly in the subways and whatever the fuck else,
and even the outdoor environments of the first 2 were very grey, very yuck, where these seemed quite vibrant, and like there's actually a sun for these worlds, so that's nice.
Yeah, I think the scenery looks quite nice.
I think that the problem with Metro also is it's basically made for PC.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't play it on a console. It doesn't seem to fit.
You gonna pick up Metro, Cherie?
Probably not. But I haven't played the first 2 games, but I did like the look of this one. Even since like the first trailer that I saw, I think it looks interesting. It made me want to possibly go back and be like, should I play these or should I just like jump in for this one?
I get the feeling that this game is like you can jump into this.
Yeah,
I'd even say that you could have jumped into number 2 without playing number 1.
Yeah.
You could. Yeah. There's some game series where it's just like don't bother going back, and Metro for me falls into that, where it's like, if you're new to the series, just jump in at number 3. Just jump in, and the story will carry itself, and it's like, you know, it'll catch you up with what's happened in the world in the first hour, half an hour. So yeah, I think it's still going to be a good jumping on point.
On the 21st, I chucked this one basically in for myself, is the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy is coming, but that's coming to like PS4, Switch, and Xbox as well. So that's exciting because when I started playing the Ace Attorney games, I brought the first bunch of them all on my mobile, and that's where I was playing them for some reason. And they
I played them
quite
backwards. I played like the fourth one first.
Really?
And
I
then
suppose
went
you
back.
can, but there is like some overarching
I
story.
played the one where Phoenix Wright wasn't the main character.
Yeah, that's
They
like the fourth
switched
one.
to. Yeah, it's like the fourth one. Played that one first and then went back and played the other one. So I'm super excited to yell objection at people.
Objection! There's no
Objection!
game that does objection so well. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this because if you don't know what Ace Attorney is, it's a visual novel, detective puzzle game where each game basically has like 3 crimes that kind of happen over them, and you've got to talk to people, gather pieces of evidence, and then of course there's the criminal case part of it where you get to yell objection a whole heap of a lot and have big old Ace Attorney with his great hairstyle and everything just point his finger at the judge, and you're like, fuck, if this was any other country they'd be like, get the fuck, why are you yelling objection? Like pointing your finger at me so violently, but get the hell out of my court.
People like visibly break down. Like there's the dissents of some of the characters when you like break open the case is quite comical and anime.
Oh, it's an anime.
It's anime as
It's
fuck.
definitely anime, yeah. Does anyone, Ash, Cherie, any experience and or care for
No, I'd be keen to check it out. It was always one of those games that was sort of on 2DS or whatever, so never got round to it.
Mm-hmm.
Be interesting to see how it translates to PS4 and that, but I guess that mobile step would help with that, I'd imagine.
I don't think it'd be too hard. There wasn't the touchscreen was really only used to select options and like maybe some of the
No, but on the
evidence pieces
2DS it was like a two screens, obviously. So obviously,
yeah, that's what I was explaining. Like there was the 2 screens. It
Cherie?
was just one screen. Was just
Nah.
it's not as action packed as Just Cause 4. So
Just,
no.
yeah. She's like, there's not an action in my video games, guys.
Is this really going to carry on to the new year? You're the one that stuffed it up. Come on.
On the 22nd of February, we have Anthem coming out, BioWare's big new IP, of course, that's had a bit of a weird, I think we can all agree, marketing strategy and release, how they've gone about releasing information and promoting the game has been quite odd, but I think I'm excited for it. It's a BioWare game. It looks really cool. The characters look interesting. The world looks interesting. And BioWare, if they do one thing right, it's character and world building. The gameplay's always probably been, I hate to say it, that it's definitely been their weakest element, but from everything I've seen, the shooting in this looks fine, but there's definitely a big difference between the shooting looks fine, like it looks comparable to Destiny or whatever the fuck else you want to compare it to, than actually playing it and like how it actually feels when you're holding the mouse or controller or whatever the fuck you're using. To check it out. So is anyone else keen or have any interest in Anthem?
Yeah, I'm definitely. It's got big shoes to fill. It's going to have the shadow of this is the game that killed Mass Effect, or people's perception will be that. So it's got a lot to live up to, but I'm really excited for it. I'm not sure where I'm going to play it yet, if I'll play it on PC or PlayStation. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think they're going to bring a lot of different audiences for this one.
Well, you're going to have like the Destiny... the Destiny crowd or whatever dipping their toes in to check it out because it's a similar type of experience, and then you're going to have all the BioWare fans who are checking it out because they're looking for another great BioWare story game. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I hope it does all right though. I just think they had the really weird marketing and release strategy for it all.
Yeah, I think for a game that could be really successful, they've gone a bit low line on it.
Yeah, well, they showed off the gameplay first and not the story or the world or anything like that, when that's the thing most people know BioWare for. So it was
where a lot of people watched the recent the story and world building trailer and went, wait, this is actually in this game? Okay, we're in.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't you do that from the start, guys?
They should have done it the opposite direction.
Well, they picked the perfect timing for people to get interested in it. Right before release.
I guess, yeah, if you want to look at it that way. On the 26th, Dirt Rally 2.0 is coming out. I chucked this on the list just for me. I'm only because I have small hopes that they'll announce that they're going to add a VR mode to this one as well, because Dirt Rally on PS4, they did patch in a VR mode for the whole game, and apart from Wipeout, it's the best racing VR thing you can play as far as I'm concerned. So I'm kind of hoping they'll announce maybe some sort of VR patch for it. I'm sure the game will be fine without it, but I'm more intrigued in hearing if they add a VR mode for it. All right, so moving on to March. Devil May Cry 5 is out on the 8th. As far as I'm aware, Ciaran is the only person who really cares. Ciaran, are you super pumped, or are you just like...
I'm excited. No, the more trailers they release showing more of story elements of the game, the more excited I get. The more layers there are. This new character Vi wanting to kill Dante. This story of Nero losing his arm. It's going to be really fun, and I'm excited. And even though the soundtrack, when they played that single song at the Video Game Awards, really sucked live, the soundtrack looks awesome for the game. So I'm really, really pumped to play it.
Yep. No one else has suddenly picked up interest here, have they?
No.
The tease. On the 15th of March, we have the Division 2 coming out. It looks like more Division, which is kind of fine by me because I enjoyed my time with the original Division quite fine. I like the world. I think it's the story-based missions were fun. I played through all those by myself. It had the normal Ubisoft thing where I spent an entire afternoon just walking around and finding all the collectibles in the city, and that was fine. Then diving into the PvP stuff, I like that. I don't think they pulled off the Dark Zone in the original as good as it, like the premise sounds, but I'm hoping with the second one, with the changes they make, it can be a much more tense, tactical, scary place to be, because although it was kind of scary to walk into the Dark Zone the first time and die and lose all the shit you'd picked up, after a while it just kind of felt like there was too many people just running around and just picking off players, and there was no way to make a comeback and fight against that. And I just hope they make it a more fun playground to be, because it is a cool idea. Like, you go in, you find a bunch of stuff in the Dark Zone, really rare material. Well, the potential to get really rare gear in there. And then you have to go through this drop point and you have to call down the helicopter, and then the timer starts, which is like a minute or 2 minutes or however long it takes to get there. But then all the other players around you know that this helicopter's coming in. And the amount I spent a lot of time playing with my friend Sam with the Division, actually. And the amount of times would be like sitting there and would be like waiting, and the time would be at like 30 seconds. And then you'd see like one or two people running down the street, would be like, are they coming here to put stuff on the helicopter to get their gear out as well? Or are they trying to pick a fight? Like, you don't really know what they're doing. It's like a lot of like, are you going to shoot me? You going to shoot me? And then a lot of times everyone just put the stuff on the helicopter and fuck off because everyone's too scared to shoot each other. And then after a couple hours, when I got used to it, then I'd be the person running in and I'd be like, I'm fucking bored. Let's just try and kill these people that are trying to send stuff off in a helicopter, and then 50 times fail horribly. But yeah, I think the Division has the potential to be a lot of fun, because it came after Destiny. It was trying to do the similar sort of shared universe stuff, and some of it did well, some of it did poorly, but I'm hoping the Division 2 can pick up and be a lot of fun to play solo as well as co-op or PvE mode or whatever things they want to do. Anyone else have interest in the Division at all?
I slept on the Division 1 a lot, and I really loved the game when I played it. It was weird because these types of games, it's better to wait, but I wish I'd played it on launch when there was a lot more people around and a lot more players to interact with. So with Division 2, I'm definitely going to be jumping in earlier and playing the game earlier to get involved with the community.
Yeah, that first day there was a glitch. So the first mission, you had to like walk into this table and like pick something off or like talk to an NPC or something like that. But because it was so popular at the time, there were so many fucking characters in there that you basically everyone had formed a line system. Like unknowingly, people formed a line system to get to this NPC to talk to him, because no one could get in and out of this room otherwise. So it was one of those things where everyone playing the game just, without talking to one another, just we're forming a line. And I remember thinking, this is fucking nuts, but okay. That's what we're doing now.
I think if they improve on a lot of the mistakes they made with the first one, then they're gonna they're gonna do well.
It's also worth noting they didn't rush it out. Like this is the Division came out 4 years ago, I think. I think it was like 2015, I think, or something around that. So either way, they didn't like rush it out a year or two later, which would have been very fast. So shows potential, hopefully. On the 21st, The Sinking City is coming out. This one I only found out about after I played Call of Cthulhu early in October of 2018, and it's because The Sinking City I found out is another game that was announced around the same time as Call of Cthulhu, but I never actually seen a trailer for it or anything. But it is also based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and it is a Lovecraftian game where you're walking around and spooky things are happening in this town, but it's nothing like Call of Cthulhu. Call of Cthulhu is like it's a first person, like more on straight path. Like there's not much room for you to make up what to do, side quest type of stuff, any of that. The Sinking City, you have a boat and you can, I don't know how big the city is actually going to be or anything like this, but you're making your way around this creepy ass city in a boat, and who knows what big monsters are going to show up. Hopefully really big, cool monsters, because that's what I basically want out of that game. Thank you very much. So I thought I'd chuck that one in because I missed that it was a thing. Now you all know it's a thing. Talking about horror, on the 22nd, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice comes out, which has giant fucking golem monsters, and who knows what else further in that game that's going to be coming out. I'm pretty excited. Played it at PAX, of course. It felt like it felt like the nice even ground of somewhere between Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and I'm a really big Bloodborne fan, but not the hugest Dark Souls fan, so combat-wise, I feel like I still need to get my hand on it. I was kind of getting there towards the end of my demo, and then I died, but I nearly beat that fucking boss. I was so annoyed. I had like 2 hits off, little fucker. But that game, it's a From Software game. That game's going to sell like hotcakes. That game is going to rule much. I reckon Sekiro will end up being, like, I hate making predictions of like what will be on like top 10 game of the years or like, you know, like those sorts of calls, but I just going to put it out there. I wouldn't be surprised if Sekiro come the end of the years on a lot of people's top 10s and stuff. It just feels like that's a pretty easy call to make unless something goes horribly wrong with that game, because it is a From Software game. And I think it's pretty safe for me to say no one else cares about that but me. Well, Nick cares, but Nick
I would probably be interested, but I just don't have the time to sink into it. So I'm not even looking at it, you know.
You don't have the time to get good?
Yeah, I feel like yeah, you really need those big chunks of time. And I just don't have that.
You need to play it, and then you need to play no other game but that until you finish it.
For the whole year.
No, like until you finish it, because it's like it's just one of those games that if you play and you take like a week or 2 off, you come back to it and you're like, I can't remember any of the controls, and suddenly I'm really horrible, and you basically have to start the game from scratch to be able to even play it anymore. So
yeah, but I know, but my weeks aren't predictable, like to be able to even achieve that.
I have no idea why.
Me either.
I think it's because I think guys, it's because you have a little baby. Sure.
Maybe. I'm a very busy lady.
Maybe.
In April, have Mortal Kombat 11 coming out on the 23rd. Does anyone care about Mortal Kombat?
It's my favorite game. No, not really.
I was about to say, you got no time to get good at Sekiro, but you're going to be over there mastering combos in Mortal Kombat.
That's my strategy for the.
It's got those cheat codes knocked down. Yeah.
Cherie's going to be
up, left, right, up, down, circle, square, jump.
Week 1, Cherie's going to be on the couch complaining that they changed Scorpion's fatality.
Mate, these roundhouse kicks changed, and now it's a millisecond longer animation, and I can't move back in it.
Oh, and there's input lag on this game.
And then you guys will be like, you should have gotten Sekiro.
Yeah, Sekiro probably requires a little bit less. So yeah, no one cares about Mortal Kombat. I take it then. That's fine. Just means we're all hashtag fake gamers, because I'm sure they'll be it. Mortal Kombat will be a big game next year, I'm sure, but it will not be a big game at the Explosion Network by the looks of it.
I don't know, Nick's a professional Mortal Kombat player.
Nick's a professional at whatever the fuck he wants to be, because that's how good Nick is. On the 26th of April, we have Days Gone finally coming out. Now, Ash, feel free to say it if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'm good.
What do you mean? You're not good?
I
was waiting for it. But is it?
But is it?
No, that one's coming out.
Oh, this one's coming out.
Are you serious? This one's coming out?
They've only released the day twice. The other ones have been several times.
I'd more likely put money on Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out than Days Gone.
No, Days Gone's definitely coming out 26th of April.
You heard Ash. Ash doesn't get
PlayStation
You heard
4
Ash.
exclusive.
Ash just locked it in.
You're not getting
Ash
paid.
is going to call his mates up at Sony Bend. Hey, I made a big call on your game.
Don't fuck it up.
Don't screw me on this one.
So I will be picking it up because I'm still intrigued and it is a PlayStation exclusive, so got to do my due diligence there. But after what I played at PAX, I would say I was less interested than I was before I played it, and nothing's changed about that, of course. Although a lot's going to happen before it releases. They were obviously the build we played wouldn't have even been the current build. It probably was the E3 build or something along those lines. Wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if we actually ever found out. But
You also chose the wrong demo to play.
Did I?
Yeah. You
Did I?
did.
Because I wanted story, Ciaran. I wanted character.
You did, but
I wanted to know what was happening with these brothers. I wanted to meet them, say what's up.
Wait for that shit for the game release.
No. Who's picking this up then?
I would definitely be picking it up.
You played the
When it
right
eventually
demo.
is released.
Ash?
No.
It's too scary for us.
Cherie?
Not unless
No.
it like gets rave reviews when it comes out, but I got a feeling that's not going to be the case.
All right.
Why do you feel like it's not going to get rave reviews?
Just a hunch. Gut feeling.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't exactly talk highly of it. I think Kieran's the most high on it. Like,
We all know what Ash thinks of my opinions.
Yep.
that they're terrible.
That-
On the 10th of May, the Pikachu movie's coming out.
Pika pika.
Pokemon Detective Pikachu is coming out on the 10th of May for what will be one of the monumental pillar stones of the year 2019. Also, what will forever be known as the year of Pokemon, because I'm predicting right now Pokemon smashes and rules 2019 between the Gen 8 game, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
no, Pokemon are in
movie.
Smash. You don't have to worry about.
Yeah, it's already smashed this year.
Oh, what do you take your smartass juice today? Jesus Christ.
Incineroar, he's the champion.
Yeah.
He is a
Pikachu's in
terrible
that.
Pokemon, though. He's not
Pikachu's
a bad
in that.
Pokemon. It's not Detective Pikachu, though. It's not Detective Pikachu. Can't
I
tell
know,
it's
they-
not
they're
Ryan
They're
Reynolds.
gonna release a skin for
Yeah.
it.
They'll swap out one of the hats that you can have for Detective Pikachu. For Detective
Pokemon.
Pikachu.
I'd also like to point out, did everyone see this picture of Ryan Reynolds put up the other day where he had like all the dots on his face? So he's actually
Yep.
doing like facial capture for this stuff, which it's not just a voice. So I was like, oh yeah, there you go. That's interesting.
That's cool. Makes
Ryan
sense.
Reynolds' next big movie, from Deadpool to Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Same characters.
They basically are. I mean, it's not like he tried to put on
Both
an
hideous
accent
to
or-
look at.
The thing I'm most interested about Detective Pikachu at this stage is because at first when they announced the movie, I was like, this is going to be fucking terrible. And then I saw a trailer and I'm like, yes, I'm 100% on board. Now I just want to see another trailer because I want to continue seeing how they've made different Pokemon look in that universe. Like there's so many Pokemon that I'm just like, how are they going to look in the way
Yep.
that they're designing them in the game? I just want to see more now. That's my
So just
peak interest in
screenshots.
them. Just send me screenshots. It's Dylan at explosionnetwork.com if the Pokemon company or whoever's publishing this movie. Who's making this movie, Ash?
Warner Brothers?
Is it? No, you don't say.
Legendary's doing it. Yeah.
All right, Legendary. That's right. That is Legendary. There you go. Legendary. If you want to email me some screenshots of all the Pokemon that are going to be in the movie, thank you very much. That is the email address. This will also potentially be the first good video game movie. Let's not put that far. Although, like, I think Tomb Raider's okay, and I think some other ones are okay. I think Detective Pikachu has the first chance to be a video game movie. that everyone's like unanimously is well received. Yeah. So that is also will be a monumental thing for 2019, I'm sure. on the 14th of May, Rage 2 is coming out. So the one we actually care about compared to not Far Cry. Rage, I played the first Rage, didn't finish it. It was very dry. It was very boring. It had a bunch of characters that weren't particularly interesting. They all just complained about life because they were stuck in a post-apocalypse and they all pretty much sucked. The combat was fun though. Had really good shooting. Had a cool boomerang thing that you could fucking throw at people and kill them with. That was all great. You spent a lot of times indoors in areas that all looked the same. And about 8 hours into it, I was like, I'm so fucking bored. And I stopped playing it. Rage 2 looks to kind of combine the world and the really good shooting mechanics with we've got color and crazy and interesting characters now, so hopefully that fixes a lot of the issues that Rage 1 had, and I'm excited for it because I do like post-apocalyptic settings. I liked kind of the way that Rage was set up. I like the way it ends because I looked up what happened at the end, and of course this takes place after the first one, but I do like the general way they set up the first Rage of you're a person who awakens in a cryopod type thing, and then you come out into the world and you're like, oh fuck, humanity has kind of continued on with crazy people. It's like Borderlands without the crazy cartoon characters, a little bit more serious Borderlands take. So Ciaran, you're looking forward to
everything about this game just looks fun. Just looks like it's all going to be a lot of fun to play. It's going to have that kind of action shooter that isn't overly serious when it comes to like it doesn't, it's serious but at the same time it's not taking itself too seriously, where it's still got the fun moments and the wackiness to it. So I'm really excited to play it.
I got car combat. That's what we need. Driving around in my Dune buggy. Little Doom buggy. I'm so annoyed that there's not going to be any Mad Max inspired fucking things to take down though.
Oh well, now I don't want to play it anymore.
Wait, you wanted to play it beforehand?
Ash, you was going to play first person shooter?
Obviously the Mad Max connection made it a bit interesting, but if there's not going to be any car combat, it's just first person shooter, then nah.
Yeah, we all know how Ash feels about first person shooters.
Yeah.
Nah. Even when he's only holding a gun up to a screen, he's pretty bad. Time crisis.
Cherie, care about
Nah.
Rage 2 at all? Nah. All right, so in June, we've got E3, of course. It's taking place from the 11th to the 13th. E3 2019 could potentially be one of the most interesting E3s we've had in quite some time, or one of the most boring. It has the chance to go pretty much either direction. At this stage, it's really hard to tell because we don't know if anyone is stepping into Sony's shoes after they've stepped away from the show, I guess. We don't really know what's going on. And if anyone, I suppose that is the biggest question. Is like, is anyone actually going to step in and try and take that show floor space or that presentation space or anything like that? Any crazy studios out there like fucking, who was I joking about? Who's publishing?
THQ.
Oh, THQ. Thank you. Yeah. I was like, is THQ going to do a fucking presentation and take up that floor space?
I've got my prediction.
Yeah.
Epic Games.
Ooh,
With what
that
though?
is...
Like it's just all fucking Fortnite shit. Just 100 Fortnite PCs.
No, because with the push they're doing with their store and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Take over
They
that
could
PC
bring-
showcase.
Take over the showcase. Take over, be like, bring in, hey, these are a heap of games that are going to be exclusive on our store. Do that kind of thing. That'd be a pretty impressive move by Epic if they were to step into that space and take over that way.
I'm down for this now that you've said it,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Now that you've said
Makes
it,
sense.
I'm like, it does make sense somewhat, and I'm down for it. It's also interesting because, of course, most people that do shows at E3 are publishers or developers or, it's publishers, yeah. Publishers doing shows. So if Epic did something, they're, of course, a publisher and developer, but they would be most likely showing off games that they've just acquired to publish on their store, but they're not really publishing. You know what I mean? Like it's just storefront. It'd be the same as if Steam had been doing a thing.
Yeah.
It'd be like, this is Steam exclusive or something like that. So I can see it though. I mean, the way they're kind of bowling out with the Game Awards stuff and whatever else. So maybe we'll see it. Does anyone else have any thoughts on what we could potentially see for E3 this coming year?
I think it's going to be a good year for Xbox again. Like just following on from their last few conferences of announcements.
Well,
it's just going to be more of that.
Do you think they announced the next gen Xbox console this year?
I think they kind of have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to get out in front this time. They have to do what they can to.
Well,
Yeah, they've got to make
Sony's
it big
announcing
knowing
the
that
PS5
Sony's
next
not
month.
going to be there.
Yeah, PlayStation have taken their toys and gone home, so it's it's Microsoft. The ball is in Microsoft court. You've got the space to do something big, so go and do it. Prove a point.
Just do it. Just do it. It's all right because PlayStation's going to call a February PS5 announcement very soon.
Yep.
And,
I doubt it. I fucking doubt it. Righto.
Any day now.
me and Ash have talked a lot about it on Platinum Explosion. Of course, you should listen to that show as well. And PS5 is getting announced this year. That's it.
Yep, definitely.
We've locked it in. Definitely. Like, if me and Ash say it on Platinum Explosion, the number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias, Ciaran, do you think it's not going to happen?
Yeah, no.
I don't know
think
if
it's
you
gonna happen.
know, but when we make predictions,
They're always right.
You've ruined it for everyone by making the prediction.
The PS5 is now just cancelled because we predicted it. It's not even getting pushed to a different date. They just cancelled it.
Yeah, no, they're just
skipping
like
straight
oh.
to 6.
Yeah, the PS6 announcement date, February 26th.
They were-
Fuck, now that we've said it, it's not coming out either.
Like, just imagine this was the scene, right? They're all working in the scientific lab, tinkering with the PlayStation 5. All of a sudden, they hear footsteps and like heavy breathing. This intern runs through the door, heavy panting with like a pile of papers.
Explosion
They said it. Explosion network. They did it. We can't do this anymore. Abort. Abort.
I believe that's exactly how things happen. On the June 21st, the only game I have down for June, Crash Team Racing nitro-fuelled is coming out. Game I'm very excited about. Of course, the number one best kart racer of all time is returning to us in 4K and glorious fashion. We will be holding tournaments on the Explosion Network. Of course, that will be happening, and I will
is
win
it?
them all.
Will you?
And I will win them all.
Okay, Dylan. To put my commissioner suit back on and show you how it's done.
If I was good at the game on PS1, there's no way I can not be good at it on the PS4 version, where I'm sure the updated.
What was your level of good on the PlayStation 1 relative to?
Well, 100% of it. Why are you laughing?
I'm just interested, Dylan. That was all.
I got all them platinum time trials.
Oh yeah,
What'd you do?
I did the platinum time trials.
You fucking bullshit. You lie. They don't even exist. So get out of here, you fucking piece of shit. In July, I have nothing down. Apparently, there's nothing coming. In August, Angry Birds the Movie 2 is coming out on
Yes!
the 16th.
You're scraping
highlight
the
of
bottom
the
of the
year.
barrel here.
I don't know if anyone has cared to watch the first film or cares about the sequel, but that is a thing that's coming
I'm just
out.
really grateful that after the high that we're going to get with Detective Pikachu, of the gaming movie being so good, next one out, Angry Birds 2. It's going to be
Similar to the actual Angry Birds game, we're going to build a tower of hope and excitement out of Detective Pikachu, and they're just going to fucking launch themselves into it and knock it all down.
You say
Jeez,
this
bang.
all, but the only other thing I have down for the next coming months
lucky there's
is on
nothing
November-
more terrible than Angry Birds 2 coming out this year.
is on November 8th, the Sonic movie's coming out. Lest we all forget. So they start the year out with the Detective Pikachu movie, and then you
And
can
with
fight
the
between
man-child hedgehog thing.
man-child hedgehog thing. So, if you had to pick, which do you think is going to be the best video game movie of 2019?
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, you sure? You reckon?
What about between Angry Birds and Sonic? I'm going to vote for Sonic. I'm going to go out on a limb.
Yeah,
I think Sonic's going to be...
I got to go out on a limb.
I am more interested to see Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I'll say Sonic too.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean the first Sonic movie, but like T-00.
Yeah.
I didn't skip to 2. just to clarify.
It
And
was
also
so
pretty
bad
much
they
the
gave
same
up on
reasons,
number
Ash.
1 and just went to the second film.
Wait, who's playing Eggman?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, you said Dr. Robotnik. Who's playing Eggman?
Fuck off. In England, it was called this, and in America, Dr. Robotnik. We can't pronounce that word, so it's Dr. Eggman.
Yeah.
You look like an egg, yo.
So that is all that is down now. I've got moving on to a list of some TBD stuff, list of games here. The first, I've tried to put them in alphabetical order, although I'm sure at some stage here I've fucked up something. So if I say something, you're like, Dylan, that's not, fuck off. A Plague Tale Innocence is the first thing I've got. This is a game I
Dylan,
saw.
that's not the correct.
Fuck off. It's the first one, so it literally cannot be wrong. I could have fucking said Zeus's army first, and it still would be technically right if everything afterwards coming after ZE. A Plague Tale Innocence is a game that I first saw at when gameplay was released at E3 2018. It's set during like the 18 whatever period during like the Great Plague, and you're playing as I think you're like the older sister, and then you've got like younger siblings, and you're trying to take them across country and get into a city of some sort. I can't remember if it was like London or something like that. I honestly can't remember. But in the gameplay video I watched, which was like 20 minutes long, it's so it's like a non-combat game, but you can kill enemies kind of by abusing rats. And the game's most impressive system is it just has thousands and thousands of rats on screen at any point in time, and you kind of have to keep a lantern up, and that keeps them away from attacking you and swarming your body. But at the same time, you could like there'll be like enemies walking around, policemen, or I don't really know what they're supposed to be, but guards of some sorts. And if you threw like a rock or something at their lantern and managed to knock it out, then their light would go out, and then the rats would just like swarm up their bodies and fucking devour them, which is disgusting. And also I watched the YouTube video with headphones on, and on the sound of all these fucking rats just like squelching and like squirming around you, I'm like, this is disgusting, but at the same time I'm highly intrigued because it just looks like a time period I haven't played a game in, with some mechanics that seem really interesting. So I think it has the potential to be something unique. Definitely disgusting, but something something quite unique. Does playing a game with a bunch of rats sound like something anyone else wants to do? Or
Hell no.
Are they ratatouille rats?
no, they're skin devouring, flesh hungry.
I don't think they're squidging around making sauce. I think they're squidging around eating flesh.
They're making sauce out of your blood.
They're making the sauce.
Making the sauce.
I'm making the sauce. Got some of that hungry sauce. Got some fresh sauce.
Dylan, snap out of it. Host, Dylan.
Did anyone know that's? It's from fucking what the fuck is that? Epic Mealtime. Harley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from Harley Monstein.
Soul Spouse.
Soul Spouse. Just to clarify that reference. Okay, next game on the list was After Party, which is the next game from Night School Studio, in which you play Milo and Lola. I found the synopsis the best way to describe this because I don't know if everyone knows a bunch of these. Some of these games on the TBT are more indie stuff. In the After Party are Milo and Lola, recently deceased best buds who suddenly find themselves staring down eternity in hell. But there's a loophole. Outdrink Satan and he'll grant you re-entry to Earth. So it's a very great, the art style in the game looks great. You're basically going to be down in hell, and it's a adventure game, I guess. The mechanics of the game is, obviously walking around talking to characters and doing that sort of stuff, but the art style looks fucking fantastic. It's very colorful. Hell, I think, is the thing that stands out. And then gameplay wise, it basically just looks like Night School's first game, which was Oxenfree. So it's basically just talking to characters, conversation choices, and that sort of stuff with some puzzles added in, of course. But I think from the synopsis, when they put out the announcement trailer in 2018, when it was like, oh, the setup for the game is outdrink Satan and you get to go back to Earth, I was like, yes, I am in. And also, I quite enjoyed Oxenfree. If you haven't played Oxenfree, it was like 4 kids go like to this island.
The
and then
scary triangle.
Yeah, scary triangle. It was like a mystery thriller, I
There
don't
was
know,
like mirror
paranormal.
versions of your characters, and
Yeah,
yeah, it was weird.
but that was really interesting. So this is the next game from them. Does that sound like anything else that anyone's interested in, or has anyone seen this before?
The art style looks cool, so I want to check it out. I don't know. The main the dude guy kind of reminds me of like the art style from the Gorillas, like
Oh yeah.
art,
Like the
album
characters
artwork
and
that.
stuff.
Yeah, the characters. So yeah, looks pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Next game on the list, Animal Crossing 2019, or whatever it actually ends up being called. Is anyone here Animal Crossing fan?
Nope.
Nope.
I'll put this out here. I've never played an Animal Crossing game in my life, and that's because I've never liked the platform in which they've fallen on. But
Did you not like the GameCube?
I never had a GameCube.
Okay, fair enough.
You didn't
So-
play the mobile game?
I downloaded it and I was like, no, this isn't for me. Fuck off.
Yep.
It was very fast. It very fast was like seemed like it was trying to get me to spend money. So I was like, no, please get out of here. But I'll put this out here. I may try it simply because it's a Switch game now. Like that's a platform I can, Switch has opened many doors. I feel, that's the best thing about the Switch. Has opened many, many new and interesting doors. And this year may be the year I finally try it, Animal Crossing. Either way, I'm going to also say this: Animal Crossing will be fucking selling like hotcakes. I know that's a very beloved franchise. When they teased a new one was going to be coming, it blew up. When they I remember when they first announced, I was putting. Everyone was happy that the character was going to be in Smash, and then when they faked out that tease, and it was like, actually, yeah, there's a game coming next year. Like Twitter blew up,
Yep.
so I reckon it's going to be really, really exciting. Next one on the list is probably no shit. I haven't made any sort of my top 10 most anticipated games 2019 list, but next one would definitely be on that, and that is Biomutant, which also another game that I saw a fair bit that was showed off. They released videos for at E3 and then also at Gamescom. They had
2017.
Yeah, this is
2017.
another thing. I'm like, but is it
Yeah.
coming out? No, I don't believe it.
Well, it might. A lot of these are like 2000. Like they just have maybe dates. So
I'm glad you were smart enough not to put one particular game on this list. By the way, just mentioning.
We'll get to that at the end.
I've only put, if you want to call out anything at the end, you can. But I've only put stuff on here that people have at least said. They haven't said March or any, they've said 2019 is a possibility. The 2019 has been thrown out
Confirmed.
as well.
Not confirmed.
Suggested.
I'm not going to confirm.
Suggested
Suggested.
as hopes and dreams for some of this stuff. So yeah, Biomutant is a game in which you play as a mutated animal, think rocket raccoon, and then it's a third-person action combat game that's going to be open world. And it's got a lot of really cool characters. It's going to have a weapon system that's kind of like Borderlands, in which you'll find thousands of variations, or however many they are, that are kindly randomly generated as you receive them and stuff, as well as a combination of certain weapons and things that are you get throughout the game, kind of Zelda-ish. Complete this level, you get your boomerang or whatever kind of variation of that spread out across it. And the combat is reminding me a lot of Arkham. So you're doing a lot of things coming up above the enemy's head to let you know they're about to attack you, and then you could counter them and swing back or slide under the legs, especially if you're fighting a lot bigger enemies. They also showed off gameplay in this one part where you got into a mech machine as your small little character, and then you went through this whole wasted area where you couldn't go in outside the mech machine because it's would kill you and that sort of thing. And then they fought this giant fucking monster in this mech battle that was really cool, but the part that made it the best was at the end they got eaten by this thing, and then the rest of the level took place inside of its belly, kind of like fucking Pinocchio. So you're inside in this mech suit and you have to shoot your way, you have to go through a short section of a level there and then kind of shoot your way out, kind of thing. So everything I see about this game, I'm just like, fuck yes, this looks great, this looks absolutely fantastic. I think this was the first teaser trailer thing that THQ, or one of the first things I remember after THQ Nordic started, that they were Biomutant was the game from memory that they teased with a short trailer, like a CGI trailer for the game. And ever since then, I've had my eye on it, because just seeing that character for the first time, I was like, that looks like something, you know, like that looks like a cool.
That looks like something, all right.
But just look like such a unique, weird look fucking character. And when I saw the gameplay at E3, I was like, yes, I'm down. So this would definitely be one of my most, like, top 10 most anticipated games of 2019. Does anyone else? Ash, do you have interest or?
Yeah, I'm keen to check it out. I mean, who doesn't want to play as a Rocket Raccoon ripoff with a sword?
Yeah. That's right. The next one on here is Concrete Genie, which was the one that Sony showed off not last year, but the year before at PSX. Like
Yeah.
No, it was last year. Well, sorry, last year was 2018. Fuck, year before 2017.
Yeah, so 2017 they announced.
2017.
Yeah. So you play as well, I found the synopsis here. Hold on. Blah, blah, blah. The story takes place in a small town named Denska, which has been mostly abandoned and polluted. A young boy named Ash, catch him? No, not really. Ash regularly doodles in his notebook. A group of bullies steal the book, rips open the pages, and scatters them throughout the city. Ash goes on a quest to recover his pages. Along this quest, he discovers a paintbrush that can bring his creations to life. Ash must overcome the bullies and bring life back to his hometown. Every time I see it, it kind of reminds me of like Epic Mickey, where like a lot of the puzzles and stuff like that would involve having to paint stuff into the world, platforms and stuff like that. So it looks like a really interesting art style, interesting story. I've been intrigued since they first showed it because I found it such a weird game for Sony to have such a heavy interest in, I suppose. It seemed like yeah. So I'm hoping the story has like a bigger pull message to it, which I could potentially see of all the bully stuff and all that happening. So that'll be interesting. Next game on the list is Control. Control was, of course, only announced at E3. It wasn't announced before 2020. No, it definitely was. It was announced at 2018. The next game from Remedy, who did fuck is that game called? What was that? The movie one, the Xbox
Alan
one.
Wake?
No. Yes. No. It was the.
And then
God damn it! I'm just gonna click on this fucking thing. Give me
Quantum Break.
Point Break. Did you just say Point Break?
I said Alan
Quantum
Wake.
Break.
Quantum Break.
You said Alan Wake. I said Quantum Break. Or Recall. I'm trying to think of what.
Yeah. Quantum Break. That's it. Thank you.
The one
And
with the
Alan-
episodes, with the TV
And Alan Wake.
episodes?
It was all of it.
Yeah, we were all right. You're the one thinking we're wrong.
For some reason, I thought Alan Wake was someone else. Fuck me, dead. All right, Control. That is the. What did everyone think of Control when it was announced at E3? And is anyone excited for it? The weird, like, seems like a lot of their games slow down mechanics, things like this. Didn't really get to see much of the story though, so
No.
or like what the story.
I'm interested to see them release more information this year.
In other words, you can fuck off thinking it's going to be released in 2019.
You don't think it'll be
I would be
released?
surprised if it was. Yeah.
We'll see then. I'm falling into the same category of I want to be interested just because of the like the setup and the caliber of the studio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I definitely need to see more. And it was also interesting because it was announced at PlayStation and it's a multi-platform game, but it's the first one they've done for a while that's outside of that because they did the Max Payne ones or whatever. It's funny how I remember Max Payne and everything, but didn't remember the. Next on the list I had Daemon X Machina, which was the one Nintendo announced at E3. That at first I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And then I saw some more gameplay video a couple months ago of it. I was like, yes, I'm down for a mech shooter on my Switch. That sounds like fun. So I'm intrigued to check that one out. Hopefully it doesn't play like absolute garbage and run like crap in handheld mode. That is my only worry, that it'll have like frame rates drop, too much happening. Then of course a big one for PlayStation in 2019 is going to be Dreams.
Yes.
A big one, is it?
Yeah, I reckon it'll be a really big one. Has potential to be a really big one.
I think it'll be bigger than what people expect.
Yep.
Shree's hit the nail on the head.
You
Karen,
saw
the
how many
fucking
people got
negative
angry
answer.
about them not announcing a beta date? And they're all going to buy the game. That's what's going to happen.
I saw someone on Twitter actually the other day. Like they can't obviously because the beta's happening, but it's under NDA. No one can share stuff. But I saw someone that was like, just spent all day making music in Dreams, and I was like, I suppose you can tweet that. Like you didn't say if it was good or if it was easy. You know what I mean? Like they didn't give any sort of information. They were just like, I did it. And if someone was like, was it good? It would just be like, I don't know.
Can't say.
Can't say yeah. But like people are playing it. I think the hype would. I think the biggest problem is that they did stick the Dreams beta under a NDA thing for whatever reason, which I find really odd because it's a game that needs good press. And if everyone who was in the beta currently was able to tweet about it and share videos and whatever else, they would
waiting till the beta.
Maybe they've got a plan,
and then everybody will rave about it at the end. Hopefully,
maybe they're going to release like a best bits. Like this is like the best bits of all the beta, and have like a really cool like movie trailer or YouTube video put out there.
Maybe
that could be cool.
We know that everything that's created in the beta is going to stay until the full game. So that's at least a good part about it. Yeah, I'm really intrigued. I'm going to hope that the game has a release date announced sometime in the first quarter of 2018, I suppose, for some point, because I highly doubt they're doing the beta if the game's too far off. You know, like if we're into the beta stage, then like surely they've basically got all the mechanics and the workshop system and all that sort of stuff basically into place, and we're up to the stages of doing the beta because they want to make sure the online infrastructure is right. But out of all of the systems of that game, you'd think making sure the online infrastructure works would be the least complicated out of all the the things that are going to be involved in that game. Or you'd think, in a game where you can apparently create fucking everything.
Yeah, maybe. How are you gonna store all that? How are you gonna make it all searchable? That sort of stuff. I'm sure that's very complicated.
It's gonna break the PlayStation Network more.
I mean, they've got experience from Little Big Planet and everything is my only thing. Like they have experience with it.
Anything that is to do with the PlayStation Network, I have no hope for whatsoever.
Fucking so negative over it. Like you and Ash have switched places now, Ciaran.
Yeah, of little faith.
PlayStation Network is absolute garbage. I'll say it right here.
That's
no,
offensive.
No, it isn't.
When was the last time it had a problem?
Go change your fucking display name without losing game saves and game licenses.
That's got nothing to do with the network. That's the...
It's the... Yes, it does!
No.
Because some numpty was like, instead of giving each an account a unique number, why don't we just tie the account to its account name? Ha ha!
But that doesn't affect how the network runs.
It's on the whole part of the net. Oh, just...
We've broke Ciaran. Everyone.
Yeah, Dreams is going to be fine.
Dreams is going to be fine, yeah.
No issues. It's going to be great.
Cherie, do you reckon check out Dreams?
Yeah, maybe. I think it'll be good. I don't
That's good.
have any issues with the PlayStation Network, no.
Just to clarify, that's 3 out of 4 of us who are like, the PlayStation Network seems to be okay.
So clearly there's no problems with it. It's great. Yeah.
Clearly. Next game on the list is
fucking
Doom.
PlayStation Network deniers.
Next game on the list is
You
Doom
can edit that bit
Eternal.
out, right?
No, I will not, because it's not part of this version. Doom Eternal, which I did talk about when we talked about in the Doom episode, that I'm not sure if I'm going to check out yet, only because I want to go back and try and play the first game again and see if I can enjoy it. And then if I do like the first one, then I'll probably be amped up off that one and ready for the second one. But my interest in Doom Eternal definitely kind of relies on how I feel about when I try the first game out again. Either way, Doom Eternal will probably end up being one of the year's biggest games. And one thing we can kind of look forward to is that it'll assumably have a just as kick-ass soundtrack as the first game, which will then lead to the Game Awards, hopefully having a kick-ass live performance of whatever fucking cool song is on it. So that's a thing we can all look forward to. You hearing that, Jeff Keighley? The game's not out yet, but we expect a live performance of the fucking Doom Eternal soundtrack.
Without an awkward guy that starts the start of the song and then disappears all of a sudden.
Yeah, that was... yeah. Devil May Cry's got a great soundtrack, I hear. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition I chucked in here because it was a game I never got to play because you needed like fucking 4 Game Boy Advances plus a GameCube, or 3 Game Boy Advances plus a GameCube, and then like 18 different cables to hook it all up to be able to even play it back in the day. So, but this new one, you're going to be able to play by yourself, play with friends, play on your Switch, play on your PS4, do what you need to do. So I might check it out. I don't know if the time's kind of passed for it. There is a very big fan base for this game. I know though, like people that have played it will swear and die by it as one of the best Final Fantasy games. So since it's getting remastered this year, I think it'll have a very niche but potentially high praise, like critically. That'll be interesting. Fire Emblem Three Houses is coming out for the Switch this year. This will be, if I do buy it, this will be my first Fire Emblem game, and I'm ready to dive in at this point because they were always on 3DS and the DS and whatever else, and I didn't really want to play them on that because I didn't particularly want to play them on that. I wanted them on my Vita at the time, of course, didn't I? But that's not where they were going to end up. But now that I've got it on a Switch, I think I'm keen to try out my first Fire Emblem game this year and get ready for. If you had a Switch, Ash, Fire Emblem would be down your alley, wouldn't it? Surely, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Maybe I'll have
Tactical
access to one. I can check it out. My brother's a Fire Emblem fan, so.
Oh, will he get
played
this
the
then?
DS ones, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Oh, there you go. Coming to you soon, the Explosion Network's review of Fire Emblem Three Houses by Ash's brother.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they've pumped so many of the characters into Smash Brothers that surely people will check this out, I'd imagine.
You'd imagine, yeah.
Sure.
There's fucking like 15 different amiibo for characters no one knows from fucking Fire Emblem.
All these amiibos work in the game, and then you feel obligated to play the game, so you can justify your amiibos.
Justify your amiibos. No one's trying to justify their amiibos. No one knows they can justify. Everyone knows they can't justify their amiibos. Next on the list is Gears 5. Not the pop final game, Ciaran. Actual Gears 5 game.
That was the worst troll of my life, and I'd forgotten.
That was
about
so
it.
good. Yeah.
Fuck that actually.
Just as a reminder, they announced their Gears pop final game. I didn't bother
Is that
putting
on
it
the list?
but
Because I'm keen for that.
no.
No, fuck off, you are, Ash.
It's on mobile. It'll be
Sit on
fun.
your
Tactical.
PS Network fence.
Play it just to spite Kieran. Yeah, it will be great.
Are you keen for Gears 5, Ciaran?
I really am. They left Gears 4 at a really good point with an interesting cliffhanger. So I'm interested to see how Gears continues and what they do to keep the ball moving on the Gears of War universe and the story they're telling.
Potentially. I look, let's be honest, it probably won't happen. But I have had all the Gears of War games sitting there.
I will literally, you name a date and a time, and I'll play through them all with you, Dylan.
I'll have to hack your Overwatch account to get you off it, though.
No, I will honestly, if you say, all right, this weekend, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm in. We'll do Gears 1. That's fine. I'm in.
It potentially could happen.
You heard it here.
I've got it. I've put it down. It's on Dylan. The ball is in Dylan's court. I will play Gears of War with him. They're that good.
All right. Well, yeah, I do have them all. So. And all the Halos as well, which I still haven't started.
Oh my goodness.
Just putting it there. Anyway, yeah, Gears 5, I'm sure will be great.
Worst human being.
That escalated quickly.
Next on the list is In the Valley of Gods, which is Campo Santo's next game, which we saw at Game Awards 2017, was it?
Yes.
Nah, this isn't out this year.
You don't reckon this is coming out?
I don't think this is out this year.
I
reckon they'll give it a date and then delay it.
It's been, but 2017, Ciaran. Surely.
Yes, but we heard zero things about it this year.
Because I'm busy working on it, so it would be ready for 2019.
Mm-hmm.
They just put out Firewatch on the Switch to get some more money for it.
Keep that cash flow going.
Yeah, keep the cash flow going. If you can't remember or you didn't watch the Game Awards in 2017, In the Valley of the Gods has appeared to be a game in which two people go exploring a Indiana Jones like fucking pyramid or something like that was seen in a trailer, and they're there to take pictures of stuff. Does that sound right?
Sounds about right. Yeah,
sounds pretty much right.
Yeah. It looked pretty, had a cool art style. We all watched it in 2017. I remember being like, fuck yeah, that's cool. Can't wait for that next year. How I was dumb. I shouldn't have ever thought that thought. But Firewatch is really cool. It just came out on Switch if you're interested though. And if you haven't played Firewatch before, that's a thing that's coming. I mean, that's out right now. Next game on the list, another one that I saw at the kind of funny Game Award showcase, is Jenny LeClue, which I thought looked like a really cute game in which you play as Jenny LeClue, detective, and it's an adventure game that has really cool art. And you got to solve puzzles, and you got to make friends with people, and I don't really know, to be honest. Who knows what the major plot is? All I know is the art looks really cool. The character models all looked really cute, and it's a detective game, which I have a soft spot for. And hopefully Jenny LeCrue just yells, "Objection!"
Oh, dear.
Are you kidding?
Terrible.
Are you fucking kidding?
Terrible.
This couch is ruined.
That's
Just
like-
his whole how proud he was of that moment, man. How happy he was with what just happened. Oh.
That's my best joke.
Oh my goodness, get out of here.
Dylan has peaked. He's peaked as a host, apparently, everybody.
That's my best joke I've ever done. I don't know what the problem is. But Jenny LeClue, yeah, it looks really cool. Keep your eyes out for that one. Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming out this year as well. I'm going to pick this up. I've always wanted to play Luigi's Mansion. I have never played any of them. I've always been interested in them because the first one came out on GameCube, of course. And as we mentioned before, I never had a GameCube. If there was one game that I wished I had a GameCube for, it was always Luigi's Mansion because I always thought it looked really, really cool. It wasn't any of the Zelda games or fucking Smash or anything like that. It was always like, I just wished I could have played this. They have the sequel one that came out this year or whatever it was on the 3DS or 2DS or whatever it was. Didn't care for that though. Want Luigi's Mansion 3 Switch. That's where I knew the action was going to be at, and I'll be looking forward to picking this one up this year and sucking up some fucking ghosts and whatever.
Even
else.
though we all know Luigi is dead because the Grim Reaper killed him.
Yeah, the twist at the end of the game is Luigi's a ghost the whole time.
Luigi's the ghost, and you've been sucking up real people into your vacuum cleaner the entire time.
What a dark turn for Nintendo.
Yeah, I reckon it looks cute. I haven't played any of the other games, but I'm pretty excited.
Gonna suck up some goat. Well, I mean, me and Cherie did play Luigi's Mansion at some point, actually.
We did.
Yeah, I just remember that. We went to the arcade in the
At Crown.
the casino
In
at
Melbourne.
Crown. We went to Crown there, and they had the Luigi's Mansion like Time Crisis game. But it was really cool. The fucking guns were actually vacuums, and whenever they were fucking huge, and every time you sucked up a monster, it like felt like a bowl fell through it, like it actually like
It
you
was
could
like
feel the yeah. I mean, it didn't quite go like that, but that's okay. That's fine.
Good thing you weren't playing with Ashley. Probably would have died and had to repay to get back in after the first section.
I don't think Ash is never going to live this down. Talking about not living down fucking things from 2018. That one. Next game on the list, Man of Medan is coming out this year. The first multi-platform game from what's
Supermassive.
Supermassive Games. Thank you. No, Super. Oh,
Supermassive.
Yep.
No.
Yes.
You sure?
Supermassive.
You were already wrong once. Trust
Thank
us.
you. I'm just double checking.
It's supermassive, man. We got you.
I know it's very hot at the moment.
Super-
and
I know you're
Massive
so
black
happy about your joke. Your
very happy about my
mind's
joke.
slightly off, but
it's all off. Yeah, so the first of their Dark Pictures trilogy, which they announced earlier in the year,
Series.
their first series, anthology series thing they're going to be doing, and this is the one where a bunch of people go down and explore a haunted submarine, and things go wrong, goosties and ghoulies and whatever else. Shocking, yeah. So
yeah,
it's
you go
it's just
search
like,
a haunted submarine, and
Who knows
things
what was
go
happening.
wrong. What a surprise!
So it looks like they've basically gone. Until Dawn was really cool. They're probably working on Until Dawn. Until Dawn 2 at this point. I would be highly surprised if that's a game that's not being in the works with them, considering how popular that franchise is and how much people want it. But this is pretty much them going, Until Dawn worked well. Let's try and do different horror genres and whatever else, and that's what they're going to do with the Dark Pictures anthology series and Man of Medan is the first of which I'm going to pick it up. I'd pick up any of these fucking games. Like the whole idea of this thing, I think, is really cool. Like, just they've set up this brand, this dark anthology thing to cover old bases, and now they're just going to be able to put out different sort of horror games that are all going to be similar vein as Until Dawn and have cool replay value and characters can die off and whatever else. So it's like if you enjoyed Until Dawn, you're probably going to enjoy this. So
I actually rewatched a Let's Play of Until Dawn recently. I really enjoyed it. I remember how great that game was.
Scary.
Scary. Fucking Josh. Piece of shit.
Fucking Josh. Leave Bohemian Rhapsody alone. So Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3 is also coming out next year on the old Switchy Poo. Pick it up. May pick it up depending on what else is out. But I could see me, if I do pick it up, it's solely going to be because it's the kind of game that'll be really fun to play while multitasking something else, because it's just button mashing, kicking ass of fucking whatever Marvel villains you like. So potentially,
now, because it looks like we're running out of time on the show, can we skip over the next game? I don't think it's important for us to talk about.
Fuck off. Medieval is the next game on the list.
What?
Definitely. Look, let's be honest at this stage. Probably my number one most anticipated game for next year. Surely.
Really?
Yeah, because it's one that...
Thing is, like, you're going to buy a PS5 so you can play it, and then you'll end up having to buy a PS6 so you can play it.
Do you reckon this is the one that's going to kill the remaster trend?
Why are you picking on my sedan?
I'm just saying.
Why?
You go Crash Bandicoot. Huge. Massive. Everybody knows who he is.
Some
you go
would say.
Spyro. Massive.
Yeah.
Huge.
Some
Everybody
would
knows
say.
who he is.
It's
Then
a
you
purple
got
fucking dragon. By the way.
Medieval. One game of a
Two
night
games.
guy that barely anybody's
two of
heard
them.
of. No, in this
Daniel
collection there'll be
Fortescue.
only one game.
Yeah, I know, but it's the
The
best
other one had all three.
Yeah, but Sir Daniel Fortescue did more for gaming than Spyro or Crash ever did.
So when are they going to bring out like the racing spin-off from Medieval?
It'll be part of the All-Stars Battle Royale 2 collection.
If he did so much for gaming, why has it been 20-something years before his next game?
He was in
Why
Battle
wasn't there a
Royale.
whole-
He was in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Don't
Because
know
Sir
why
Daniel-
it's a plus.
Who,
Where was
who
his,
was in
like-
All-Stars? Was Spyro in All-Stars? You pieces of shit. Was Crash
Where
in
was
All-Stars?
his Toys to Life collection?
It's coming out very soon.
Is it?
Yeah, there'll probably be one of those EB Games fucking things for this. You can pretend it's Toys to Life. You fucking stick it on your dick and then point at the TV and play Medieval. Fuck you, you piece of shit.
You know what? I enjoy this, Ashley, when he's teaming up with me against Dylan.
But Medieval's coming out next year. I'm very excited. It's one of my, as said, quite one of my favorite PS1 games. I've 100%ed it over and over. I can pretty much remember most of the levels back to front of my hand. And I'm really excited for it. And I hope there's other people out there that are excited about it too. None of them are in this room, that's for sure.
Worst selling remaster of all time. I'm calling it.
No, because I'll buy 10 copies, Karen, to fucking spite you.
Guys, somebody bought 10 copies of our game. They must really like it.
Yeah, I do really like it. Because Sir Daniel Fortescue, and I will always say his name like that, is a hero.
So you've got such respect for him as a hero that you say his name wrong.
What's his real name?
Isn't it Fortescue?
No, I don't care how people... Like, however I said it as a kid is how it's said, all right? Squeppies. The next game on the list is Moniko's Night Market.
Yeah.
Moniko's. Yeah, I was about to say one. I know that Cherie is the synopsis of which, because it's probably better to explain it, a whimsical adventure simulation game where you play as Miniko, a curious girl who's just arrived at her new home on a peculiar Japanese-inspired island overrun by cats. Discover the mysteries of the island while crafting crafts, friending friends, eating eats, and catting cats.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Sounds great. I'm in.
Catting cats?
Yeah, you can like craft resources into strange items for your market stall. But basically, I love the art style. It's got cute little music as well. I've been really looking forward to this game. I'm just waiting. It was in the Kind of Funny showcase as well. I'd seen it like ages before then, but I was just like, the thing that got me was like sent Dylan a clip and it was like, here's me driving a truck.
The first time I saw it, you
got
tagged me on Twitter.
I've got all these cats in my truck. That's the best part about this game. It's so cute. Yeah, I'm excited.
Who knows what you really do in the game? But there's cute cats and stuff.
I told you. But also cute cats, yeah.
You transport cats in a truck?
Yeah. Well,
Didn't
yeah,
you see
obviously.
the cute cat trailer for Sekiro?
Nope. So that one looks really cute, really fun. Miniko's Night Market. Next one on the list, Necro Barista. It's been at several PAXs now. Looking at a 2019 release date on Switch, PS4, PC. I think that's the 3 platforms. Set in a Melbourne cafe where the dead gather there for one night, and you basically get to mingle with them and talk to them. And it's a visual novel game, but they're trying something different. It's a more highly stylized visual novel game. It's not just like the most visual novel games that come out of Japan, of course. Like the characters have like 3 different faces they cycle through, and it's just like bookloads of text, and you just click and you read it, and the character will cycle through the normal face, the shock face, or like this angry set. Like not much happening in this one. The camera's kind of constantly moving as you're interacting. A lot more effort into the production value to make it stand out, I think, among the visual novel genre, which is highly oversaturated, and it's Australian game, of course, which also makes it stand out. Set in Melbourne, so that's also highly interesting. And if you watch the trailers, it basically looks like an anime. Really cool anime. Really cool art and everything. Necro Barista. Next game on the list is what I'd assume is Cherie's number 1 most anticipated game of 2019, and it's Oblets.
It's Ooblets.
Ooblets, sorry.
My goodness.
It's Ooblets! Fucking get it right, mate!
Say it right, I tell you.
What is Ooblets, Cherie?
It's another super cute game, which everyone should be excited about. It's a farming type of game. It's kind of, they describe it as like a mix between like Animal Crossing and Pokemon, and you can like train your little creatures and like level them up and stuff like that. And like, again, the art style is just really, really super cute. I think it's got a bit of a funny humor side too. Like I would expect kind of a humor like similar to a donut counting type of thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. It's gonna be super cute.
Cool.
Yeah. Ooblets. Ooblets. Yeah, so it's Ooblets.
To be fair, I got you
Oblets
looking
the
forward to it
Destroyer.
as well. So
I am
Dylan.
looking forward to it. It looks cute and fun, and the little crazy little critters and characters that you can level up in this town, and then you can farm stuff and do whatever else. It's kind of like It's like Strawdew Valley, but if you'd rather interact with cute little critters at the same time and level
Sorry,
them up and do stuff.
what game was that? What game was it? What?
Strawdew Valley.
Do you mean Stardew Valley?
Strawdew.
Star.
Strawdew.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Strawdew, little star, how I wonder how you are. Next game on the list is Ori on the Will of the Wisps.
Yeah.
Which is yeah. I still
Which is gonna make us cry.
probably.
Yeah.
I still haven't finished the first one, which is the biggest problem. But at this stage, I believe I'll fucking skip it and just go to the second one. To be honest,
Oh my goodness.
sorry.
Paul James is gonna stab you.
Jesus Christ, he'll get fired. That's for sure.
We've been talking
That's
about
fine.
this for so long.
Yeah, and I brought it again on Xbox, and I started it again, and then something else came out and distracted me. Maybe I'll try and play it again. Maybe I will. We're about to go on
And
2
then
weeks holidays.
probably something else will come out and distract him.
We're about to go on holidays. Maybe I'll play it. Maybe I won't. We'll find out. Either way, I've played enough.
You're not getting holidays. Ashley's going to keep you working.
That is also a true fucking thing. But yeah, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This is another one where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can put money on this one, probably ending up in a lot of top 10 games of the year lists and all that sort of stuff. That seems like an easy call for Ori at this stage. And a lot of people, like, it's just more. It's just like, hey, Ori and the Ori... What was the Blind Forest? Ori and the Blind Forest was really well received when that came out, highly praised by critics and everyone else. So this just looks like more of the same, not as a bad thing. It just looks like, more Ori. So I'm sure it'll just be as well received. Next game on the list is Pokemon Gen 8 or whatever they end up calling this. So this could potentially also be one of the year's, it will be one of the year's biggest games. So fucking calling it right now, it'll be one of the year's biggest games because it is the next proper entry into the Pokemon franchise, Gen 8 of Pokemon. Whatever that looks like is going to be really interesting because of all the amazing things that they did in Let's Go. For example, seeing the Pokemon out in the world map and being able to run around them and a lot of the graphical updates for that game and some of the systems, and it's going to be interesting to see how much of that carry over into Gen 8 and what they're going to do with Gen 8. But also, this is a core Pokemon game that is not on a Nintendo, it's not on the 3DS is the main point. Pokemon games have always come out on Nintendo's handhelds. That's where the core games come out. This one is coming out on Switch, which I think kind of paints the perfect picture of where Nintendo is at the moment and kind of where the handheld and the 3DS line falls in amongst the Switch and everything. It's like, it's there, but look, the Pokemon game's on the Switch. So that for the first time ever, a core Pokemon game is going to be on what is considered their home console. And I think that is a massive deal. I'm super excited. Of course, 2018 was the year Dylan got back into Pokemon. I can't wait. I'm going to be all amped. At some stage, they're going to announce, they're going to be like, we're doing a Nintendo Direct to show off the first look at the Pokemon game at 2:30 a.m. And I'm going to be there. I'm going to be fucking amped and excited. I'm going to be up there watching that for the first details. Cherie, do you want to join me?
Catch him, gotta catch them all. Yep, I'll be there.
The amount of times that Pokemon is brought up on Arcade Couch is yeah.
Well, you got a problem
It's
with
fine.
Pokemon? Kieran,
Yeah, what's your problem?
I don't have a problem with. Oh, well, you're making me have a problem with it.
Start playing.
No, I'm good, thanks. As long as if this Pokemon generation gives us back proper gym battles, that'd be awesome.
What do you mean proper gym battles?
Sweet. So they took it out in the last core game.
Yeah.
You didn't battle the gym leader. You did stuff. You did
Yeah.
little quests and stuff, and that sounds lame.
But you never played it.
Yeah, I know, but it sounded lame, and everybody complained about it.
But
So
it
the internet
sounds
must be
lame.
right for once, right?
The internet's always right. That's right. Internet's right twice a day, or as the clock saying goes.
And one of those times that it was right was about the gym battles in Pokemon Sun and Moon.
We'll see. I think the biggest uproar is if the fucking catching system in this game is the same as Let's Go, which I don't think it will be. I highly
No,
fucking
it
doubt
definitely
it.
won't be.
Yeah, but that
Ashley would know. Ashley,
if there's-
yeah.
if there's one thing they could fuck
Ashley's
up
the
with this game,
inside
I feel
man.
like that would be it. That would be it. If Ash, if you had a Switch, would you be keen on this?
Yeah, I'm still keen just to see.
So
you
we need to
guys'
start
excitement.
a Patreon
Yeah.
so Ash can buy a Switch. Is that what we're saying?
Steal his brother's Switch. Well, he made the right choice. He got a PSVR over a Switch, which was the right choice.
I might have access to a Switch. It's fine.
Why do you keep saying might? Like, why is this whole episode? He keeps
We'll
being like,
discuss
might.
it off air.
Okay. What is going on?
He's just not wanting to commit. He's not gonna. He's just
Yeah.
like I don't want to dip my toe in.
Look,
these
everyone shut up
Nintendo
so we can get through
waters.
this episode, because now the most important thing I have is to finish this episode and ask Ash questions. Yeah, Pokemon, really excited. Next game on the list, Psychonauts 2. As we've kind of went over briefly before, pretty sure Kieran's the only person who's played the first Psychonauts here. Will you be playing the second one, Kieran?
Damn straight, definitely. I hope it's still good. I hope it's Tim Schafer, correct?
Yep, Double Fine Tim
Yeah.
Schafer, correct. Yep.
Yeah. No, hopefully it's still good. Yeah.
I might play the first one. There's a high chance of me playing the first Psychonauts and the first Ori because the first Psychonauts is probably a lot shorter and easier. So that's the thing. It also opens up my world to the VR Psychonauts game after I play the first one because that's set between the first and second game. So then I could play that. There you go. There's all them.
Good on you.
There's all them fun fucking facts for you. Next game on the list is Sable. If you don't know what this is, there was a trailer that came out for it earlier in the year, and it basically looked like a look, I'm stealing this. I can't remember where I saw it described this way, but this was the perfect way I've seen someone describe this game. Sorry, whoever I'm stealing. They're like, Sable looks like an IDW comic, but a game. And I'm like, that is fucking spot on because the art style and everything kind of looks like Saga or something like.
I don't know. It looks like James Stokoe's work. I don't know if you know him, but
who's it? What's the? I don't know the name off my head. What's
he did? I can't remember. Multiple Warheads or something like that. Yeah.
But the artwork definitely looks comic inspired.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
I guess. Yeah. So the synopsis is: Sable is a coming-of-age tale of discovery through exploration across a strikingly rendered open-world desert. Go on a deeply personal tale across an alien planet while learning its history and discovering Sable's place in the world. It's one of those things that's like, cool. Don't really know much about it, but to be honest, the art style is enough to hook me. Now you just kind of got to reel me in, because art style from the first trailer, I remember being like, that looks fucking cool. That looks really, really cool. If the story and the gameplay is as interesting as art style, we get to find out, of course, but art style is, at this stage, by listening to this show, between Cherie just being like the art, and then me being like the art's interesting, blah, blah, blah. At this stage, it's like, hey, do you want an interesting explosion network in a game? Just make your art style stand out because the rest doesn't fucking
make
matter.
it super cute.
Yeah.
Super cute. We like cuties.
We do.
Ciaran likes cuties. He just doesn't like to admit it, but we all like the cuties.
No, not all of us. Nah.
The next game on the list is Sea of Solitude, which is the next game from EA's will help you publish kind of like A Way Out and Unravel and whatever else, like the whatever that
their feel-good system.
Yeah, their feel-good. That is the perfect way to describe it. Their feel-good system where they're helping publish games, but they're getting
their good PR system.
Money back from it. Yeah, it's definitely the good PR system. This was announced at E3 this year. It's where it was like going around in a boat and exploring different places. And then at one stage you see like a giant sea serpent thing under the water and things like that. Don't really know much about it myself. I don't believe there's been another trailer released since then, but that was probably one of my favorite trailers that still stood out from E3. One of the more interesting ones and definitely probably the best. Was it the best? Probably the best trailer at E3, EA's conference last year. So Sea of Solitude. I'm looking forward to at least seeing more about that one. Skull and Bones is coming out this year, presumably, hopefully, unless they, of course, push it. But I don't think anyone else cares. But as I've said when we've discussed it beforehand, I was a really big fan of the sea combat in the Assassin's Creed games. Skull and Bones is literally, hey, let's take the naval combat stuff from Black Flag and make that into a PvP game and expand on a lot of its systems. And I said, yes, please, I'm down. So I'm ready for that one. Shenmue 3 is coming out. I know that none of us really care.
However,
it though? Ash is back, everyone.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't leave.
No.
Shenmue 3 is apparently coming out this year. I don't see myself actually ever going and playing 1 and 2 to get interested in this. But I know that when it does release, it'll be a big release for a lot of people. I know a lot of people, of course, you saw that when they announced the game was actually going to happen. Like people like, who's the fucking, what's his face of Easy Allies? Like there was that YouTube clip of him.
Oh, Mike the Cuba?
Yeah. There was like that clip of him freaking out on the desk when this was announced. So, there is a level of excitement for this that you may be like, who fucking cares about this game? It's like a lot of people care about this game. That's why it got so much, the Kickstarter got its money so fast because there are Shenmue crazy fans out there who have basically been waiting for the story after the end of 2 to be wrapped up for, however many, 10, 15, I don't fucking know how long, 15
Too
years,
long.
I guess. Too long. So a lot of people are going to be really happy. Next one on the list, I don't know if Ash is about to give me the same thing you just said, but Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order, or no, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
I hope.
Nah, this is not happening.
You don't reckon at all?
Nah, I don't think this. Well, I mean, not this year.
I think you could.
2020's lucky.
You have high
I could
hopes for
be
this
late.
year. It's only January, and you're like, not this year.
Nah, it's not this year. I'm already like, nah, no way.
I reckon
I don't-
October, November.
Yeah, get it. I reckon get it out in that Battlefront time period, a month and a half or so before Episode 9 comes out would be the perfect kind of place to put it.
It would be, but it's not gonna. But that's
You want to bet money, Kieran? You want to bet that if it comes out, you have to play a Twitch game a game on Twitch that I picked that shit?
No, I'm not betting that one. I will. Right, if it comes out this year, Dylan, I will buy your copy of it for you.
All right. What happens if it doesn't come out this year?
I have no idea.
Either way, everyone, win-win situation for old Dylan over here. So I'm down for this one. But yeah, of course, we don't know much about the game. They haven't really released many details. And when they announced the game at EA, this conference past E3, it was the really fucking weird ass moment where Andrew Renee was sitting next to I can't remember his name now, but the lead director of the studio there and Respawn, and it was just like, hey, how you going? Yeah, I'm good. Do you want to say a name of a game? Yeah, here's a title card. Well, actually, there wasn't even a title card, was there? They just said the name and then they...
No, you just said the name.
And then
That's
they
why I'm
cut something else.
saying, nah, no chance. No chance of this year.
In fact, we saw more... technically, we kind of saw more gameplay. And it wasn't even gameplay, but we saw more years prior when they had that massive montage video showing what a bunch of EA studios were working on. And they showed like motion capture taking place for this game with people fighting with lightsabers and stuff. So...
Man, I really hope this gets announced in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be so good.
I'll fucking laugh my ass off. I'll be like, work out my budget for the year. Oh, I'll just take $100 off that because I don't need to buy that, so that's fine. Kieran said he would buy me the collector's edition, did he? Oh, that's fine.
No, it's gonna be you know what? It's gonna be the digital version of the game. I'll buy the digital version of the game.
Well, you know what it should be? If it doesn't come out this year, Dylan should buy you it when it eventually comes out.
That's a good idea.
All right.
Dylan
I accept it.
Very
I reckon it. I reckon it's going to come out because I don't see them not having a Star Wars game the year that Episode 9 is coming out.
They intend to have a Star Wars game this year. They intend to do it. It's not going to happen though.
I think they need to put it out. I don't know what the the Lucasfilm license looks like. If they don't
It's running
put
out
something
soon.
out. Yeah.
It's almost over.
They haven't put anything out since Battlefront 2. So they need to
just
put
keep
something out
cancelling
this year.
games. So yeah. Oh, we'll find out soon enough. I'm sure. Maybe they'll announce the release date at Star Wars Celebration. Not even or at E3. There's places. Then we got the last campfire. This was the one that was announced at the Game Awards, which is Hello Games' next game. Well, they're calling it like a Hello Games mini story
Original.
or side.
Yeah, something.
Original, something like that. They put in the title. They're like, yeah, while I was working on No Man's Sky's next update or whatever, we made this cute little game about a person on a boat who's trying to get. Actually, I think it's like they're the flame of a campfire, and you're trying to get them across. I don't know. It looked cool. It looked interesting. So
they look like pillowcases.
yep, you're the last pillowcase, and
You need to get on fire.
Yeah. Then we got the Outer Worlds, which is the Obsidian Fallout-esque space game.
Did that actually say 2019 at the end of the trailer?
No, but it's been mentioned,
So 2020, I see.
rumored or something. So chucked it on here.
Yeah, I
can
wouldn't
see
be
it coming.
surprised if that's next year.
Outer Worlds, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Since there's been talk of 2019. I wouldn't be surprised.
Although
I feel like
it must have been in development for quite a while, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So
also they need to get it out so then Microsoft can be like, you're mine now, Obsidian. No more PS4 games for you. Get out of here. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it looks as cool. Hopefully look, the only thing that's going to fuck that game is when it releases. Like if it releases at a really, really bad time,
Yep.
it's just going to be like, okay, no one cares because it's coming out against way bigger games. That's the only way I can see it kind of going really, really bad. Next game on the list is The Pathless, which was also revealed at the Game Awards, I think. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was.
Was it? Yeah. Oh, yeah,
the one with the eagle, right?
Sorry. Yeah, the one with the eagle, yeah. So you're it's like from the developer of Abzu, so Abzu's a like calm collecting game or whatever. This one everyone thinks could be like fucking Shadow of the Colossus or for some reason like that's what people reckon it could be. But cool art style once again, so I'm intrigued. But there's an eagle, there's a character with a bow and an arrow, and no one really knows what you're trying to do in the game, but from what they showed, the trailer was really, really interesting at the Game Awards, and it looked pretty. So then we got the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which is basically the Stanley Parable Dylan Will Play This edition. That's coming out at some stage in 2019.
Yeah,
so
I'm keen to check this out.
Yeah. The Stanley Parable, everyone who never had a PC finally plays the Stanley Parable edition, which I think will sell a lot because the game was highly amped up and talked about and
Such a good game.
critically well received when it released. And it's surprising, actually, that's taking so long to make its way onto consoles, I think.
Also had like one of the best announcement trailers ever that just embodied the game itself. It was really good.
All the times it lost awards.
Yeah, it was so good. It was just that's the Stanley Parable's like humor style. That's its game like narrative. It's really good.
Next one on the list, as we get into the last four here, Tunic, which of course cute little fox character. Game's a lot harder than it look.
Do you mean Fox Link?
Yeah, Fox Link basically.
Fox Link, yeah.
We saw this one at PAX. I played it. Ash played it.
And I did.
Did you play it as well?
Yep.
We all played it. Did you play it, Ciaran?
No, I was probably watching
Overwatch.
No, I think he was with us.
Esports.
Anyway,
I didn't watch any Overwatch that whole time, by the way.
I'm fucking shocked.
I know, right?
I'm sure you're watching it on your phone.
No, I was lining up for Days Gone talking to Paul while Overwatch was on.
Ah, okay. Well, Tunic is basically, it's like a Zelda-inspired game where you play as a fox. Combat's kind of hard. You'll die very fast. You have to dodge and roll out of the way characters, hit them back.
Yeah.
Looks to have a lot of puzzle exploration stuff, a lot of backtracking potentially to get to new areas when you get specific items that help you progress further in places that you couldn't go before. Being designed by one person, I believe, or like maybe with the help of a couple of people. But it's been
very pretty.
Yeah, very pretty. Been in the works for many years now. I'd never heard of it until Xbox dragged it onto their stage at E3 though this year, and I'm sure that was the same story for a lot of people. So now the game has a brand new huge push behind it with Xbox being like, cool, Tunic, here's a game, everyone. It's not exclusive to us, but we've certainly got our little logo attached to it at this stage. Cherie, you going to check out Tunic?
Little cuties, yeah.
Yeah, look cuties, yeah.
Kieran's currently
have a drink
shaking
every
his
time
head
you
at me.
hear little cuties.
Yeah.
Or super cute, or anything to do with cute. Just take a drink, you'll be freaking hammered.
Next on the list is Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely one of the...
Ash just woke up.
Yeah.
Ash has been asleep.
Now, see, another game where I'm like, fuck, I can't wait for this show to be over so I can ask Ash about this Switch scenario. What is happening? Untitled Goose Game coming to Switch and I think PC as well. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. But we played it at PAX. We lined up way too fucking long to play it at PAX. And I mean, it's a
The hype is real.
It's a
The
game.
hype is real.
It's certainly a game.
If you were brave enough to put Untitled in the name of your game,
There's nothing more to say.
you deserve to be
about
played.
it.
Yeah.
You are just a little goosey friend.
Give them your money.
You,
And Australian as well. So what more do you want? Yeah.
you're a goose. You steal the keys off the guy. Then he tries to chase you. And then you can steal his hat.
You just play an arsehole goose. It's great.
I think by this point we've spoken about it so often that, I think we're all sold on it, except for Ciaran. No,
I'm going to buy it. I'll buy it.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, why is everybody quiet?
Yeah,
Why didn't you
okay.
celebrate for me?
Yeah, okay.
Kieran, going to buy an actual game. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, fuck you
No,
guys.
Overwatch will be been fine.
It will be.
You need something
Well,
to do
indeed.
in those queue times, though.
Even though, Overwatch dead game, so there's long queue times. Gotta buy something.
That's right.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Next game on the list is Wolfenstein Youngblood, the one Bethesda announced at E3 in 2018. The spin-off, kind of like what was the Wolfenstein 1 spin-off? First Blood?
Old Blood?
What was it?
Old Blood?
Old Blood, yeah, that was it. Old Blood. So this is like the Old Blood for Wolfenstein 2, but I think he spoilers play as his daughter,
BJ's kid.
something like that, along those lines. Yeah.
There's not so
All I
many
know
cuties in this one.
Yeah, I don't think the Nazis are quite as
No
cute.
cuties, don't buy the game, everybody. No cuties, don't buy it.
Cherie has a good point. But when I saw the trailer at E3, I was actually more intrigued by what I saw for this than Wolfenstein 2. As much as I quite enjoyed the first Wolfenstein, I was like, oh yeah, number 2 kind of looks like more of the same or whatever. But this one, because you have this like co-op campaign, like going for it and stuff like that, it just seems a lot more interesting. So hopefully that's cool. And then the last game on the list.
Does it have cuties in it?
It does, and it does indeed. Is Yoshi's Crafted World. Where
I was really excited by this game because when I saw the trailer for it, was after I got my Switch. So it was like the first Nintendo Direct that I could actually be like, yeah, I can be excited. Kieran's shaking his head at me again, but I don't know why. But, oh my goodness.
Just all the cuties.
It does have all the cuties. Did you even see this trailer? It looks awesome. Dylan's also excited.
It just looks like another Yoshi game.
Dylan is so excited. He is so excited right now. Look how excited he was.
Yeah,
I got my amiibos. Look how cute they are.
Yeah, I know. Look at them.
No
one can see them.
Cute.
But Dylan's holding up
We all
all
played.
of his
Yeah, but
woolen
they're
Yoshis.
It's Yoshi's.
I can't
that's
believe
Woolly
they're
World,
releasing a mod version of Yoshi's Woolly World already.
I know. I can't believe they're doing that. They're reskinning it and just making it. That's fucking.
It's a sequel,
wow,
you
Nintendo.
fucks. Jesus
Wow,
Christ.
Nintendo.
But yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World was a great game on the Wii U. It was very easy, but that didn't really matter because it was very cute. And every time Yoshi put out his tongue, he'll go, "Meow," and then he'd grab stuff, and then you'd pull it, and then the strings would attach, and they'd fall, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's wool. I get it. It's like, oh, everything's wool." And then I had to get all the amiibos because they're actually really cute, and you touch them and stuff. So now I'm looking forward to Yoshi's Crafted World, where I'll get the amiibos, and they'll be cute, and the game will be cute.
And you can spin the levels backwards as well and play them backwards.
Yeah. And I can play it on my Switch, where it's a better console compared to that Wii U piece of shit.
Yep. And cuties.
That's the only part of this whole segment that Kieran's like, I agree with that sentence, but everything else, fuck.
It's way too late for me to.
Why don't you like
this.
Yoshi, Kieran?
I do like Yoshi. I don't like all the cuteness between you and Cherie.
I'm just going to slowly infect you all with the cuteness, love.
I'm gonna fight it off. I'm gonna be the last one standing.
Today's episode of Arcade Couch was brought to you by the word cuties.
Yeah.
You know, we thought Arcade Couch was too in your face, so we're now calling it the Super Cute Couch.
Yeah.
We just got to get Ash back actually playing Pokemon Go, and then he'll be back on board.
So your strategy to get Ash back on is every time we get on to record, tell him what level you are now, and rub it in his face for something he doesn't care about.
Hey, Cherie, welcome to the Hangouts. Are you ready to record Arcade Couch? Yeah. Hey, Ash. What? I'm level above you.
I'm level 27 now. Level 27. Ash is just like no reaction. He's reading something. He's like, wait, what did you say, Cherie? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
It's worth it every time. He still sends me gifts. It's fine.
Sends gifts.
There you go. There's your this week's Pokemon Go segment, as brought to you by Cuties.
The word cuties.
Yeah,
The word cuties.
That is the list of games, though.
But
does
wait,
anyone have...
there's no The
Yes.
Last of Us.
Yeah. Is that the
But
one?
wait, where's Hideo Kojima and Death Stranding?
Oh, was that the one you was hinting at? I didn't know if you was
I
hinting at
was
The
thinking
Last of
Kojima.
Us or
No,
Death Stranding.
Kojima, man. Fuck Kojima.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what? Actually, you know why I have some respect for Kojima? There's nothing cute about his games.
Yet.
yeah.
I mean, some people would argue that Norman Reedus is pretty cute.
I know some people might just come around and be like, I don't know, that girl Quiet was pretty cute in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah. What about the dog? That was cute.
The dog was cute. That is true. The dog was cute.
But there's nothing
Kieran.
cute in Death Stranding.
I put a bandana on.
Nothing cute
I put a
in
bandana
Death
on.
Stranding.
Yet.
Nothing cute in Death Stranding.
Got some cute
Yeah.
babies, Kieran.
Babies. All babies are cute. Even if
Not
they're in little
Those ones,
capsules.
maybe.
It's fun. There's some cuteness and everything, including the post game. The postal delivery game, that is. Did anyone have anything that was missed off that I'd like to chuck on? I don't think The Last of Us is coming out until PS5. I don't think Death Stranding is coming out until PS5. So.
I'm looking to the PS5 announcement.
There
That's
was
happening this year.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
There was a cool game that I saw on the Kind of Funny showcase, which I hadn't seen before, and it's called Moving Out.
Oh yeah, moving out.
yeah.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
cuties.
Also, Scouts Honor.
How would you describe Moving Out, Cherie? I'm interested in how you would describe the game and its characters.
Look, guys, you've never had an episode like this, so it's about time. So basically, you're moving out, but unlike real life, you can do it however you want. So the trailer basically showed you like chucking furniture, just like through windows, like doing all sorts of cool stuff, and it's a co-op game, and it's got a really cool art style. And
It's got a really cute art style, some would say. Or
and yeah, I think it's worth checking out. It's on Steam. Can't quite remember where else it was, but it's coming in 2019, and it looks like a whole lot of fun.
Super cute fun, don't you think?
Kieran, was there anything left off that you're looking forward to in 2018?
No, you fucking broken me. Do the outro.
I will. Thank you for your permission. Thank you for joining us on the couch this week. This is the last episode of Arcade Couch as we go on a short break. We are taking 2 weeks off, but there will be no episode next week. There will be an episode the week after as our best of 2018 games week stuff is happening, and a special pre-recorded episode of Arcade Couch will be going up to coincide with that, in which we go over our top 10 games of 2018 lists in that episode. But other than that, we will be back in 2 weeks' time, really, officially in 2 weeks' time after that. Make sure you check out explosionnetwork.com for all our office shows, of course, though, reviews, news articles, and much more. Maybe just wait 2 weeks until we're back, eh? But that's the website where stuff is happening. Rate Arcade Couch on Apple Podcasts, How About the Show, or simply share it on social media with your friends. Retweet this show with the hashtag cute or cuteness or cuties, and to get the most social reach for the show.
Just tweet at Kieran just cute things.
You can follow Explosion Network on Twitter at ExplosionPod. Join our Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord. You can follow me on Twitter at Vivaldil, VIVALADIL. You can follow Ash on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHABLEY. You can follow Cherie on Twitter at Cheriacorno, CHERIACORNO. And you can follow Kieran on Twitter at your boy Ringo, at which you can tweet many, many cute gifs, memes, pictures, and words at him to fill his heart with much joy, because 2018 has apparently turned him to coal. But that's okay. We'll fix him this year. See you in 2 weeks' time. Same couch with much less cute. Bye.
Join us in 2 weeks' time for our new show, Super Cute Explosion. We explode super cute things. See you then.
Just talk about cuteness all the time.
You guys can't
Cute.
you can't say that I don't bring some sort of dynamic to the situation.